spoiler chart. Basically gameplay, characters, and music, but only vague story details. Also, I guess spoilers for Greek mythology, but you've had like 3,000 years at this point, alright? For those unfamiliar, Hades is a roguelike, well technically a rogue-lite, but who gives a shit, where you play as Hades, the son of Zagreus. Wait, nope. Stupid. Frickin' Mad Libs. And your objective is to escape from the depths of hell and reach the surface. It's also one of the best games ever? And that's due to the mastery and cross-section of the two pillars that comprise its core loop: gameplay design and narrative. There are other pillars too, I'm just mostly going to be talking about these ones. Gameplay design. In Hades, you'll journey through Tartarus, a land of torture and tartar sauce, scorching hot Asphodel, where you learn what it's like to be a wing in a deep fryer, Elysium, hall of legendary Exalted champions, and Theseus, through the Temple of Styx, with its annoying satyrs who are more toxic than Grimer, to reach the surface and fight your dad. This usually takes between 30 minutes to an hour. You know a game is good even if you typically don't like its genre but still think it's amazing. Being a roguelite, if you die, no matter how far you got, you return to the very start of the journey and have to go through it all over again. This is usually why I don't like roguelikes, because even when the individual levels and challenges you go through are randomly determined like they are in Hades, I'm still essentially doing the same thing over and over, and I'm not feeling like I'm making much progress. Just pushing that boulder up the hill just for it to roll back down. Oh hey Sisyphus.
Ah shit, here we go again.
But Hades does many things to keep each run fresh. For starters, you have 6 different weapons to choose from. The Stygian Blade. A sword that's just okay, honestly. The game kinda sets you up for failure right at the start. The Eternal Spear. You can poke, you can throw, you can Aegis, the Shield of Chaos. Which I like, but apparently everyone else hates? I don't know, you're Captain America with this thing, just throw it. Coronact, the Heart-Seeking Bow. Which is a bow and arrow. The Twin Fists of Malphon. To turn the game into Streets of Rage. And a gun. Just like a regular ass gun. I like how the gods in the game are like, man, it'd be really bad if the mortals ever got their hands on something like this. Really, really bad. Not only that, each weapon has 4 variations to change up the moveset, making for a total of 23 good weapons and Guan Yu's poopy lance. You have a whole lot of keepsakes to choose from, given to you from the friends you made along the way, more on that later, for passive buffs that level up the more you use them. The actual combat is simple enough for anyone to understand and have fun, but there's plenty of hidden depth for those who are interested, also known as good game design. Then as soon as you start each run, you're immediately given a buff, or boon, to choose from one of the Olympic gods in the game. It doesn't change the controls or your base abilities, you still have attack, special attack, magic spellcast, and dodge. These boons just add an extra effect on top of your abilities. Zeus makes your weapons shoot lightning, Aphrodite makes your enemies fall in love with you, and Dionysus gives you the most sinister power of all, making your foes hungover. There are also Daedalus hammers that give you options to change how the weapon plays. Some of them make the weapon much better, some of them power up an ability I wasn't planning on using anyways, and some of them make me go, well, this run's dead. Throughout each run, you'll find more and more boons changing up your moves and granting you extra special effects. There are even duo boons from 2 gods that require specific prerequisite boons, such as the best one, Hunting Blades. Each room you clear in the underworld grants rewards, such as run-specific upgrades, like more god boons, pomegranate to level up your current boons, and coins to spend at Karen's shop for more upgrades, like more max health, or you'll get permanent currency that you'll get to keep even after you die, like darkness, gems, nectar, and keys? At the end of many rooms, you'll have a choice which upgrade to go for next. You're constantly making meaningful decisions in Hades, which I really like. When you die, you lose all your boons and have to start over, and the next run you'll gradually make a completely different setup. The only minor downside is that after playing the game enough, sometimes you'll want to get certain boons, specifically Hunting Blades. And further in the game, you do have more influence over what boons you'll get, but it's still mostly random. The game also has an achievement list that incentivizes you to not get stuck in the same routine and try every single ability at least once. Sometimes you'll think, oh, that ability doesn't sound very good, but I need it for the faded list, so I'll try it out. And then later, never mind, this is incredible! The enemies you'll fight in each chamber are randomly determined, further adding to the uniqueness of each escape attempt. Some runs you'll fight certain mini-bosses, other times you won't get enough health upgrades, thank you Hades. But when you die, which will happen quite a bit, as you all know, I'm pretty mid at video games, and even I died more than once. Even if you have the perfect setup with fully upgraded Hunting Blades, you'll lose it all and have to start start from zero. But even when I die on the final boss, hypothetically of course, that would never happen to me a dozen times in a row, it doesn't feel like a loss. It feels like you're transitioning to another excellent part of the game, the narrative. Like a lot of Greek myths, when you open a new save file, the story uses in medias res to begin with Zagreus saying, "Deuces." No long exposition or cutscene, the game just goes. Boom, you're playing the feud. And that's the plot, it's a family feud. Again, like a lot of Greek myths. Or is it? Hoo hoo hoo. It is, just to be clear. Each time you die, you'll respawn at the House of Hades, where you do the non-combat parts of the game. You talk to the other gods and spirits in the house, and they all have great personalities. The dialogue is really funny, and the voice acting is top tier. The game does not take itself too seriously, which I like. Design-wise, I love how, instead of a fiery torture chamber like people might expect when they envision hell, the house is more of like a place of business, and the other denizens are just like people who work there. And god dang, there is so much unique dialogue in this game. 69 runs later and I'm still hearing new lines. Narrative progression isn't limited to the house, but also happens during your escape attempts. The gods and other, people will talk to you during your run and comment on what you've done, what boons you have, what weapon you have equipped. Sometimes they'll be like, "Wow, Zagreus, you sure are blowing it this time. Good luck, dipshit." The amount of checks for very specific conditions the game has, and the amount of pre-planning the team had to do, and then had to write and record in-character dialogue for every character, for every situation, and the amount of logistics to organize all this gives me a headache. You can spend any dollars you collected on the previous runs on the Mirror of Night for permanent upgrades for Zagreus to increase your chances of not dying as fast the next run. You can use the gems you've collected from your runs to renovate and decorate the house. That's right, this game has Animal Crossing in it. My favorite decoration was the towel rack you can put by the pool of sticks. Both during your runs and in the house, you can give out nectar you've collected to your favorite characters to get them to like you. That's right, this game has a freaking dating sim inside it. And you want to do the dating sim because not only does it give you keepsakes you can use during the runs, but every character looks and sounds so goddamn sexy.
Isn't that right, my lady Aphrodite?
Why, I never lord you.
Both the men and the women, this game's characters sends its players into a constant bisexual panic that leaves them sitting in a pool of their own sweat questioning their preferences. I like titties, but I also like titties? Ooh, hello there, Master Chaos.
Shut up already, Zagreus, and come here.
Thanatos wants to sleep with me? I mean, if you're gonna twist my dick, if you're gonna twist my arm, I guess I will. You know, you don't have to. No, it's part of the game. It's part of the game. I gotta do it.
Isn't that right, Megara?
Can't you see we're off duty right now, Zagreus?
Now there are two of them.
And that's basically the gameplay loop. It's super addicting because of its excellent pacing on its gameplay intensity curve. You go through each chamber of the underworld, fighting in fast-paced battles, then you have to make a key decision on what boon you want or what chamber to go into next. Action, thinky. Action, thinky. When you die, it's like, ah well, at least I got more to upgrade my abilities to make Zagreus stronger, and I get to go talk to Achilles again. That guy's chill as fuck. And look at that arm. That's workout goals right there.
Mythological hero Achilles.
The more deaths you have, the more features you unlock in the house, like more interior decorating options. And I get to talk to Hypnos, and he's all like, "Wow, Prince, you should have get your ass whooped out there. I ain't never seen anyone take a beating like you did. Have you considered dodging, you dingus?" And I get to talk to Nyx, goddess of MILF, goddess of night, and I get to flirt with Megara, and Thanatos, and Dusa. Hey Dusa, what that mouth do? Nothing. Every single run you do, and you unlock more things every time and progress the narrative a little bit. It's a double-edged mystery of wanting to learn what happened before and finding out what's gonna happen next. On top of the main narrative of Zagreus attempting to escape, there's also like 10 different subplots going on involving the other NPCs in the game. I really love these, since many of them are directly based on Greek myths, although I'm really biased because I've had a huge brain boner for Greek mythology my whole life. Seriously, on my high school trivia team, I was known as the mythology guy. While you were flirting with girls, I was reading the Iliad for fun. And you know, now that I'm saying this out loud, this really explains a lot. Anyway. Anyways, a lot of accurate Greek mythology gets referenced in the game. Even the fact that you eat pomegranates references the myth that the main story is sort of based on. During your runs, you serve as a go-between to mend broken relationships, like with Orpheus and Riddance. Something that often gets straight agendaed out of school textbooks is that Greek mythology was turbo gay. So I'm glad that the game Hades reflects this with multiple same-sex couples, like with Zagreus and Thanatos, Achilles and Patroclus, or Artemis always bringing up Callisto, cause they were roommates. In making progress in the story and the side quests and constantly collecting upgrades, you get caught in the loop of just one more run, and you look at the clock and 12 hours have passed and your dog's looking at you like, what the fuck, man? I gotta poop. Do you know how many videos of mine got delayed because I was playing Hades all day? I don't know, at least 3 of them. My journey through hell. When I was doing my first runs, I was making pretty good progress, making it further each time than the last time. Shout out to my homeboy Patroclus, who would restore my death defiances and saved oh so many dead runs. The first wall I hit in this game was Theseus and Asterius, since 2-on-1. That's fair. But after you learn the pattern, it's pretty simple. And within my first 15 runs in the game, I made it to the end fighting Hades himself, since as you know, I'm pretty amazing at video games. But I just kept dying to him without making a lot of progress, and I started to doubt myself. Am I no longer pretty amazing at video games? Is my age catching up with me and my reflexes are slowing down so I can't play many action games anymore? Am I contracting carpal tunnel? Maybe there's something I'm missing. So I tweeted out asking for advice at CPT Astro, you should totally follow me. And then before I even had time to read the replies, I beat him in the next run. With the boxing gloves of all things. It was only my second time ever having used them. I won't spoil what happens when you beat Hades for the first time for those who haven't played it, but it is an incredibly cathartic moment that does unfortunately get interrupted by extenuating circumstances, and the game continues. One of my favorite moments from the game was what happened after I respawned back in the House of Hades. One of the many subplots is that Orpheus, the court musician, refuses to play any music. He's this legendary musician from Greek mythology. There are operas written about him. He's the throat goat because he's so good at singing. That's what that means, right? And after each run, you're like, Orpheus, bro, play some tunes. And he's just like, I don't know, Zagreus. I'm not really feeling too inspired today. And then when you emerge from the pool of sticks after beating Hades for the first time, guess what? Orpheus is playing. He's playing the song, and it's so good. One thing I haven't had a chance to mention is that the music in this game is really good. It's this eclectic mix of Mediterranean instruments and heavy metal and a lot of wacky time signatures. Like if I saw any of these, I would walk out of rehearsal. But in Hades, it works. Again, not to spoil too much, but the game also uses vocal tracks to perfectly punctuate particular parts of your playthrough. While standing there for several minutes listening to Orpheus tear it up, I looked up how to get the true ending. Turns out you have to beat the game 9 more times. And I'm like, I can barely beat Hades once and you want me to do it 9 more times? I ain't doing all that. But then again, the combat is really fun, and I haven't boned anyone in game yet, so I might as well play it a few more times. And on top of that, then Hades goes, you want more rewards? Then make the game harder. And you're able to choose different options to increase the difficulty, like increased health and damage from enemies, a strict time limit, or fighting harder versions of the bosses already in the game. Tired of fighting just one of the Furies? Then fight all 3 of them at once. Oh no, I'm going to be whipped and beat up by 3 beautiful women at once. Dang it, poor me. This truly is hell. Fight Lerny the Bone Hydra, except with more flames. I don't know, this fight's basically the same. Fight the 2 champions again, except this time Asterius has golden armor, and Theseus is on a missile-shooting chariot. You know, from Greek mythology, the sacred legend of DARPA. Then finally, did you have trouble beating up regular dad? Well, now fight Super Dad. I don't even have hunting blades this run. I got regular blades. You know what? Screw it. Let's go. Shit. Oh my god, he's summoning mini bosses. Wait a minute. Is he healing in the middle of a fight? No. That's against the rules, isn't it? Wait, I didn't activate. I regret everything. Alright, we got him. Oof, that was pretty tough, y'all, but we did it. GG's. Wait, what do you mean you're not finished? Oh shit, there's a third face! I can't even see him, man. Where is he? Oh shit, there he is! Come on. I can't handle it! The music is too good! You're gonna put the whole house down! By the power of Skelly! Whoa. I'm one hit away from dead, I swear to God, if I lose this, die! 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 I got him. I did it. Final thoughts. Did you know that this was the first game ever to win a Hugo Award? Not first indie game, first game. It also won a bunch of Game of the Year awards from every legitimate gaming awards outlet, so not you. And the reason Hades has such critical acclaim is due to the passion and hard work of those behind making the game. There's an excellent no-clip documentary showcasing the development process, which is how I first heard about the game while it's still in early access. But long story short, Supergiant Games don't miss. And what makes it even better is when you hear about this small studio's healthy workplace practices of being very anti-crunch, taking their time and utilizing their early access model to apply lots of polish. Fuck! It's almost as if you don't need to abuse your employees to make a really good video game. How about that shit? Maybe players just want a fun game that gets released when it's ready. Maybe for a game to be good, it doesn't need $1 billion budget for hyper-realistic horse dick or whatever. And Hades isn't amazing just because of all the big stuff I've said in this video, it's all the little things too, you know? The attention to detail, all the tiny moments that comprise the greater mosaic. Like the one shade who supports you in the Colosseum after you beat Asterius and the other guy. It's putting the controller down in the middle of a run and listening to Eurydice sing Good Riddance. It's Zagreus nicknaming the Lernian Bone Hydra Lerny partway through the game, and the UI updates to say Lerny each time you fight it. It's the sound design with specific effects corresponding to each god. It's the pettiness of the Olympian gods, where when you choose one, the other will attack you. It's all of Zagreus' little quips throughout each run. It's the UI's jokes after vanquishing Cerberus. It's hunting blades. It's all these little touches on top of the already great gameplay and story and music that really make the total package something special. There is so much more stuff that I don't have time to talk about, but if nothing else, you can pet the dog, and there's a fishing mini game. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to throw your chaos shield into that subscribe button. If you've played Hades because you are indeed sexy, comment below with what your favorite thing about it is. And if you haven't, then explain yourself! Remember to play more indie games, and that's it, video's over.